Yeah, obviously just relief and delighted to get the win. I'm just so pleased for the players. I thought that, in what's been a tough season for us, to play a really good opponent and show the spirit and the fight that we showed in the second half, and then the performance levels, it was just fantastic for us to get the win, and delighted for them.
All right, we have a question. Remember to say your name and outlet for the first time you ask and go to Keith.
Hi, Keith Richards with Team NBS Media. Like you said, it's been a rough season so far. It's only the second home win for the team this season. And then there was the situation this week with the fan supporter C38 and the protests in this game. So like I said, bittersweet. If there was anything you could say to C38, what would it be?
Yeah, it's obviously we're frustrated and we take accountability for the season, and and if there was a message to them, it's hopefully you see tonight that we want to kind of try and rectify things. We're disappointed. We feel as though we've let ourselves down as a staff, as the players, and we've let the fans down. It's not been a season we wanted, so I hope you'll see today that the players really care, passionate about this club and the performance levels and what they gave tonight and the commitment. Hopefully that can be a start and we can see something that can start to resemble a team that the club and the supporters are really happy with.
Chris, I'm Post. You said yesterday on the phone you wanted to see three behaviors from the team moving forward. Team first, hard work, and being responsible.
Yeah.
Did they check all those boxes for you tonight? And if so, which one of those boxes stood out the most?
Yeah, great question, Brendan. It's absolutely. I thought that to beat an opponent of that level, obviously I think they're second in the Eastern Conference, very experienced teams, very good players. To beat an opponent like that, I think we needed to embody all of those things, and I think we saw it in different moments of the game. In the first half, where we were playing maybe a little low in confidence, we dug in and we made ourselves hard to beat, and there was a lot of hard work there. And as the game went along and we grew in confidence, those things were there. So, those are the values that the players set themselves, and I'm delighted for them that they were able to get them.
Hey Chris, Brandon Durst, Denver Sports Magazine. You made the decision to start Kevin Cabral and Calvin Harris tonight. What have you seen over the past couple weeks from them that made you want to start them, and what did you think of their performance tonight?
Yeah, good question. I thought they were terrific. I thought they again grew into the game like the team, and I think there was a 20-minute, 30-minute period there where we were a real threat, and their pace, their directness. Obviously, Calvin took his goal extremely well. I think Kevin hit the crossbar. So I thought they were a constant threat, and their speed, their directness, and obviously those attributes in transition can make us a difficult team. So it was a great performance from them.
Pat Radigan, Footy 5280. It's kind of been a theme of the year, but a couple times there they got space in the middle of the field. There's brought down with challenges rather than with tackles. Sam comes down the field, gets a yellow card within a couple of seconds. Do you guys, what's your plan now at the helm to kind of address that hole kind of in the midfield and some of the lack of tackling that has happened throughout this year?
Yeah, I think obviously those moments you're kind of attributing that those become transition moments. So sometimes those are what we call professional fouls, where you have to take them. I thought they did the same, a couple of times, and those are fouls that sometimes you need to take to eliminate the danger. And you're going to get a yellow card, but you're kind of putting the team first. And so in terms of the individual actions, we'll have to evaluate those, but obviously we're looking not to be open, right, and to put ourselves into those positions and for the players to be exposed like that. So those are things we're going to continue to address, and we want to close up the space and not be so open to put ourselves being so vulnerable.
So tonight you only conceded one goal, which was different compared to the last few matches. What were your thoughts on the defense tonight, and what do you think they improved in this match versus the previous matches?
Yeah, I thought they were terrific. We were all saying in the locker room it was really disappointing we couldn't get a clean sheet. You know, I thought that would have been big for us. You know, the things that don't show up on stat sheets that are so important, some of the values we talked about, like block shots, numbers behind the ball, people throwing themselves in front of things. I thought Marco, the whole back line, and really the whole team as a general really defended well, and they were committed to the result, and disappointed not to get the clean sheet. But New England had chances as well, you know, through the game, and so you know, that's something we'll continue to work on. But you know, that we could limit a team like New England to 1 goal and to win the game was fantastic, and all credit to the team.
Chris, you know, Cole tonight and Connor, I guess the midfield as a whole were really on the front foot the second half. Kind of what was your message to them, maybe specifically at halftime? What did you see at the first half interval that needed to change? And what did you notice about that spark from that group?
Yeah, I mean, I was delighted for them in the second half. I think the goal gives confidence. You know, it was, but I thought it was a real time we switched the field. We changed the point of attack. Connor got us off the side. We started to build some momentum. Obviously, we got the goal from the set piece. And then you could see the confidence in the players grew. And, you know, we've talked a lot about that. It's been difficult for the players. You get in that rut, you lose confidence, you lose games. And so it was really good to see them being confident. And for like that 20-minute period, I thought that we were really dangerous. We were definitely on the front foot. And, yeah, that's, if we can kind of hone into that confidence and get them believing, as you can see, we can be a different team.
Hi, Chris. Sydney with the Rapids. Can you describe the feeling for you personally of being able to have this post-match locker room talk, delivering a win in your first game as interim head coach, and then also the first goal for Calvin, obviously, with the Rapids. What did you see from him tonight, and what are you expecting from him and his confidence just going forward now?
Yeah, it's a good question, Sydney. So really the big emotion was I was just so pleased for the players, because obviously it's been such a tough situation that we went into the international break. We had 2 weeks to basically prepare for the game, which is sometimes not a time you're afforded, but it was really good that we could really get to work on the training ground, and they've worked so hard, and they've been really honest in their approach, the buy-in. Everybody's kind of, as I mentioned earlier, been disappointed with where we are, so the ownership's been great, and they have worked extremely hard, and so I'm just so delighted for them, and hopefully that we can get some confidence from this and to build on it. And obviously for Calvin himself, I thought it was a fantastic goal. I think any player that scores a goal of that standard gets confidence, but it wasn't just his goal. I thought he was very diligent defensively. You know, we're playing against a really good team where we had periods without the ball, and he was putting the team first. He was in good positions to help us defend, and then, as we said, he was always a constant threat going forward, and I'm delighted for him to get his goal and looking forward to seeing his confidence growing.
Yeah, looking ahead to, you guys have another quick turnaround on Wednesday, but
Yeah.
I guess something that you said back last Friday when you first addressed the media was getting back to basics. How important is that going to be for this stretch coming up when you have 4 of the next 5 at home, and just keeping your heads down and, grinding it out?
Yeah, great question. It was after the game, there wasn't, you know, this joyous thing. It was like, hey, we're delighted for you, we're so pleased for the win, but we have Seattle on Wednesday, you know, and we're back in the morning, we're getting our recovery. The players that didn't play as much will get a training session, and we have another really tough game coming up on Wednesday. And as you mentioned, 4 of the next 5 at home, so that we are approaching them as an opportunity, you know, and getting this stadium a fortress again if we can. And this is the first one in the little progress of that, but Seattle obviously is a very tough team, and I think one of the best away records in the league, so it'll be a very tough game.
To go from 2 weeks, or for the international break to prepare for a game, to the quick turnaround, what are you looking for most from your team to maintain from tonight to Wednesday to try and get the same result?
Yeah, I think the first part of that has been kind of just everyone knowing that this is a situation. So we've talked all about it for the last 2 weeks. Hey, we have 7 games in 22 days. We know that that's coming. The players are prepared for that. They know it's coming. But it's always one game at a time, you know. But as a staff, we're very cognizant with the performance department, the medical department, in the kind of outputs, loading, what we need to do, because we want to play with a freshness and a speed and intensity, and so to do that, the players need to be prepared for that. And so, obviously, we sub frequently tonight in rotating the players, and that will be something that we'll continue to do, as you have to do with 7 games in 22 days.
Last one. All right. Thank you guys. With that, Cole.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Coach. Congrats. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was first half not our best performance, me included. Looked like I forgot how to play soccer out there. But second half, we came out really hot. We said it at halftime. All right, we didn't have the best half, but come out with energy these first 10 minutes, try to impose a little bit on them, and yeah, we did that, and I think it continued until we got our second goal. And then for me, I think we sat a little bit too much. But to be fair, we got the win, which is what we needed, and we're happy about that.
Cole, sorry, I just say your name now the first time. Just the live stream.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Cole, I'm sure you're aware of a lot of the fan frustration and the dialogue going around the state of the club, and then a number of supporters wearing black tonight, and then a significant walkout of Section 117. Do you have any thoughts on that or message to the fans as they think about their relationship with the club?
Yeah, it's a tough situation. We obviously don't want to put the fans in this situation. I think it would be a lot different if we were doing better as players on the field, and this wouldn't be going on, even though it doesn't seem to be between us and them. I think, if we're playing better on the field, it makes this whole thing better. And for us, all we can control is what happens on the field. So from here on out, we've been trying to just put together wins and play for them, play for the badge, kind of what their thing, their message said on the stands. And I think we did that tonight and showed that we care about the club, and we know that they care about us. I think that's their whole intention behind this, is that they care about the club and they care about us. And ultimately, I'm curious to see what happens. But as players, all we can do is control what's on the field.
Cole, Brendan Plone from the Denver Post. How are you doing? Good. So, to start off, Chris said he wanted to see 3 themes from the group: team first, hard work, and being responsible. When you're trying to get back to basics with somebody like Chris, how important was that, just to hone in on those 3 traits heading into tonight, and what did you see from the group tonight with those?
Those are 3 things that you can control, and I think that's why he wanted to hone in on those 3 things. As you saw in the first half, sometimes we're not that good at soccer, and you just have off days. And but you can control your work, your responsibility and team first mentality. And I think that showed throughout the game. Everybody was fighting for each other and fighting for this club, fighting for Chris as well. We all respect him as players. I've worked with him like kind of just one-on-one a lot throughout the years, and he's kind of been one of my go-to guys, especially for video. We do it every week and sit down and talk through things. And he's the guy. A couple years ago, he got on me. He was honest with me. He said, if you keep playing like this, you're not getting back in the national team. And that's the kind of person I like. I don't want them to BS stuff with me. I'd rather have them say it to my face and be honest. And it kind of drove me for the rest of that year. We met once he got hired, and we just talked about little things one-on-one, what he thinks I see in the group and kind of what we need, and he wants me to be a leader with these guys. So it's good to know that I have his trust, and you try to give it back to him, because I'm sure for him, he's worked his whole life to be able to stand on that sideline tonight. So it's probably a proud moment for him, his family, and I'm glad we could get the win for him on his first night.
Hey, Coach Keith Richards, team NBS Media. Like you said, it was a little slow in the first half, but it turned on a lot in the second half. We were able to get 2 goals, get the home win for the first time since July 8th. Was there anything you saw in the first half that helped that barrage in the second half? And then how does it feel to score your goal after a while?
Yeah, it's the first half, there wasn't too much to take away besides we felt like we limited their chances besides set pieces. And we knew we gave away a couple chances on that, but besides that, we didn't think they were creating too much, even though they had a lot of possession. It's tough for guys like me and Ralph up top, because we get frustrated because we're chasing like 4 guys around and there's 2 of us, and once we get the ball, we're dead. But I think that's why we tried to go after them a bit more in the second half, so that we just have energy to go forward and we're not sitting and waiting so much. So that's probably why we got those 2 goals early on. And then, after that, I think we sat a little bit too much, and that's why they had more possession and were able to pin us in and get one back. But I think that's what we took into the second half. And on my goal, I've wanted to score a lot more this year, so it's good to finally get that one that can hopefully build momentum into the next games.
Pat Radigan, Footy at 5280. First, I have 2 questions. But first, just ask that from the team level and your role within the team. You gave an interesting answer at your last press availability, and just talking about some of the things that are going on internally with you. Tonight, we got to see you in that second. I mean, it's a very hybrid role, but you were pressing, you were falling back behind the striker, you were playing in a lot of things that a traditional number 10 would do. Just not looking at what the cause of it or where it comes from, but just tonight, fresh start, getting to do something new. How much do you think that suited your game, and how much did that allow you to grow into the game?
Yeah, I think it showed that I grew into the game. Obviously, I got to start better, as do the team, but I think I'm more comfortable in that role. I have played winger quite a few times this year, which was ultimately to help the team and try to get all the best players on the field at the same time, but it wasn't my best position. But I do pride myself on being versatile, and I feel like I can beat people 1v1 at times. But for me, I think my best position is a little bit deeper, as kind of a box-to-box player, or that 10. I just need to be a little bit cleaner in some of those pockets. But yeah, I enjoy playing that position. I think you can see as the game wore on, I got confidence playing balls forward, and it led to some chances.
And just on your own personal development, I asked earlier this year when you got frustrated and about your body language there, but then tonight there's that pass in the first half. You left it just a little bit behind Kevin. You could see the reload. You could see you kind of reformulate, and that's I think where you think you sharpened up in the second half. How far do you think you've come in terms of understanding where you're at and understanding how you can grow into a game like that? And how much do you think tonight was a product of your personal growth this year?
Yeah, I think me and Chris have talked about that a lot. He's because I've had starts to games where I give away a couple passes and it kind of affects me for a little bit, and he's been like, what's the difference between giving away one pass at the start of the game to the middle of the game? There's no difference. Obviously, you need to be one of the key players on the ball for us and not give it away as much, and we trust you with the ball and try to help us get out. But I think when I make those mistakes, I kind of need to flush it. And throughout the last year or so, I think I've learned a lot about myself mentally. It's been a frustrating year or so, footballing-wise, ever since I moved to Sittard and going into this year with injuries and stuff like that. But I'm just hoping these last 8 games can provide some momentum. You never know if you start playing well. There's obviously national team camps coming up with U23s. probably a December camp with the senior team, and if you start playing well enough, you can get into those, and those are the opportunities you want. So that's kind of what I'm looking to build towards the end of the year, and obviously still help us win games. And you never know what can happen. We went on a run with Robin when he first came in. Points could end up falling our way, but right now we're just taking it game to game.
Thanks. Cole, speaking of Calvin, I guess for the attacking guys, how cathartic was that almost? Because to be shut out 9 of the last 10 games and boom, you score 2, how sweet was that?
Yeah, it was good. I think we all 4 of us were on the bench next to each other at the end, and Kev passed it to Rafa, which went to Calvin. Rafa touched my ball before it went in. I think we all were involved in some of the best attacking moments, so I think for us, we're just playing with a freedom and a confidence. Chris kind of just said, once you win the ball, use your speed, play forward, run forward, help each other out. And I think it gives those guys confidence, especially Calvin, where he knows he can just, once we win the ball, go do his thing. And he was 1v1, and he made the most of it. I'm super happy for him because he's deserved it with the way that he's worked this year and played this year to finally get that goal.
Omar, correct me if I'm wrong. Marco's first clean sheet in league play, I believe. 2-1 final. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. In any case, Cole, Marco's had a run of games now with Will out, and then made a couple really big saves to ultimately seal the win. What have you seen from him? What's been good from him tonight?
Yeah, there's I love him as a keeper. I think we've got a good 1A, 1B. I don't think there's really a 1 or a 2, and I think that's important for the competition for both of them. They're pushing each other in training. We obviously don't want to see Willie go down because he's a leader for us, and he's been very good for us all year considering the way the rest of us have played. But yeah, Marco's had a couple games where it's been tough. I think he played really well away at LAFC, and then the next 2 games that we had, I feel like he would want a couple of those back, and I think he showed it tonight. His family's here. Maybe that gives him a little bit more confidence that they're out here from Serbia for the first time. But he saved me big time because it was on a corner. I kind of got stuck and slipped, and Nacho Hill got behind me, and he made a big save there. So we all have trust in him. And I think he's a great goalkeeper with his feet and with his hands. So, we got a lot of trust in him going forward. Good.
Thank you, guys.
My general thoughts first. Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I think it was a hard-fought win. You got a question? Oh, I saw hands going up. Yeah, I think it was a hard-fought win. I think there was a lot of effort and desire showed by all the players tonight, and I think we deserved the result tonight.
So I guess just Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. 2 questions. How does the team feel after so much turmoil this season to get the win at home? And then with you scoring your first goal, how do you feel your progression has been this season?
Yeah, for the team, obviously to come back after a bit of a break and to get the win tonight at home was huge for us, especially with everything that's gone on this year with our performances, and then obviously recently with the departure of Robin. So it was big for us tonight to put on a performance and to get 3 points, and it was good that we were able to do that. And for me personally, it was a great feeling to get my first goal tonight. And it's been a tough season, been lots of ups and downs, but today's an up and just enjoying it.
Calvin, Brendan Blown from the Denver Post. On your goal celebration, you ran right away to Wolde and jumped in his arms. How sweet was that? And I guess kind of what's that relationship working with Wolde been like, and what's his message to the attackers been, considering, it's been such a long stretch for the group without scoring a goal, and all of a sudden, boom, you've got, the group scores 2 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the celebration was about tonight. Wolde said before the game that I'm going to score, so he called it, so I showed my acknowledgements to him. So, but throughout the year, he showed a lot of trust in me and has been a person that I've always gone to, and he's been a great help to me. So to acknowledge that was big.
Hey Calvin, Braden Nurse, Denver Sports Magazine. Obviously the effort tonight was a big part of the win, especially in transition. So just how important is that effort, especially, in transition, like I said? And then how fun is it for you to get out on those breaks and especially to score a goal?
Yeah, it's fun when we're on the counter attack, especially with Kevin on the other side. We have a lot of pace. Like, our speed is a great strength of ours. And with us sitting a bit deeper tonight and trying to catch them on the counter-attack, it left a lot of space open for those breaks. So it was enjoyable to get the opportunity to get the ball and to obviously score tonight on the break as well.
Calvin, Chris's message to the group, he told me yesterday on the phone, he said he wanted to see 3 behaviors from the team. Team first, hard work, being responsible. When you look at the first couple weeks under Coach Little, how important has it been to get back to basics and just to find the groove again as a team and move forward from here?
Yeah, it's huge. When things aren't going your way, you try and build your confidence up. And I think in the game as well, that showed that the confidence of the group just grew and grew throughout the game. Towards the end, where we could have even scored more goals, definitely. But yeah, that's been the message: to get back to basics, to work hard for one each other, and we did that tonight, and it got us 3 points.
Calvin, you've spoken in the past about the coach's direction just being for you to keep pressure high and really go at players and go at defenders and really take them on and be aggressive. What were you thinking with your goal coming in tonight, just like taking everybody on, really punishing them in transition the way that this team has historically been so good at doing, and just your thoughts as you realize the goal is right there for the taking?
Yeah, I mean, with the goal, it happened so quick on the transition. I mean, even when the ball went in, I didn't really fully know because it just happened so quick. But, my job is to try and be a threat. And in the first half, I didn't have many opportunities to do so. But when the opportunity came, I was just happy that I delivered and was able to produce.
Calvin, I obviously had a weird night with Centennial 38 walking out, and the message behind the banner that was read was, the badge, the players, the fans deserve better. I know it's, been a frustrating season for everybody, but what is your message to C38, to those that walked out? And I guess what would you like to see from the group moving forward, knowing what the fan base expects from you guys?
Yeah, obviously it's been a frustrating season, not just for us, obviously the fans as well, and we know that it hasn't been good enough throughout the year, but we still have games to go, and we want to keep moving in the right direction and try and get as many results as we can going forward.